Welcome back to the Colts cast. I'm Eric Smith, and alongside me, as always, Jamal Lawrence here, your host of the Colts cast. Jamal, I got three things. Well, we got three things. We have three things that we believe, if they are met, I think if even like two or three are met, the Indianapolis Colts will win the AFC South in 2025. That's how confident we are about it, right?
Yeah, that's right. We are confident about it. Of course, we like to be a little ambitious over here. We're talking about a Colts team who hasn't won the AFC South, and I don't know. I'm not going to count on my fingers how many years right now. It's too late in the day for me to do all that. But I would suspect it's been a very long time. But yes, Eric, you're 100% right, man. We got a couple reasons coming at y'all here in just a minute. But before we do that, y'all know the drill. Like and subscribe. Hit the button on the bottom of your screen. Drop a comment below. Let us know what you think the Colts need to do to win this AFC South. Guarantee that playoff berth and so on and so forth. Y'all know. Let's talk about it, man.
It's been a decade, but no, we truly believe if these things can happen, I think we're there. What's our first one?
I think it goes without saying. You know what it is, right there. That man
Jonathan
right there,
Taylor?
JTZ.
Repeat.
A lot.
21 performance. Go ahead.
Yes, repeat the 21 performance. And so many of all y'all, and sorry if my stuff cuts out a little bit. I think my connection is being a little shaky right now because they don't want me to tell y'all the truth. But a lot of y'all, including Eric, y'all fell off the JT train last year when he made one mistake. Oh my gosh, JT's the worst running back ever. Can't believe he would drop the ball. Dude carried the team, but y'all still mad that he dropped one ball. Was that going to make or break the team? No. We're not here to talk about all that right now. Yeah, you were the same way. I'll run the tape back. Y'all was like, yo, JT, bench him right now. He don't ever need to play for the Colts again. Let's breathe, people. Let's breathe. Because when we talk about those 5 touchdowns he had in Buffalo, he's our Lord and Savior. So all we're saying though.
Never hated on JT.
Oh my gosh, yeah. You're gonna make me run back the tape. Anyway, let's get back to the fans. No, in all seriousness though, JT, a dog every year for us, even with a year he had last year. Still phenomenal year. But will we see JT in that 2021 rare form? Without question. That guy dominated the field. Just every single time he touched the ball, you expected something explosive. I believe that year he was definitely in the top 5 running backs for explosive runs. Probably in the top 3, to be completely honest. I did not look up that number, but I can almost guarantee he's probably in the top 3. And just took over the field whenever he had the ball. He was the biggest threat. We could hand him the ball 25, 30 times a game and knew he was going to get 150 plus and probably tack on 2 tuds in there as well. A JT like that would open up so many new windows again for our wide receiver core, for our quarterback room, and everything else in between. Our offensive line firing all cylinders, all these things just allow JT to just do exactly what he gets paid all this money to do, which I know he has been training all off season for, leading into this year, and he's ready just to explode again like he did then. I think without question, he does that. That puts us in the perfect spot.
Yeah, in 2021, that man had a remarkable season. We're talking about leading the NFL in rushing yards, over 1,800 rushing yards, 18 touchdowns. I think he had a unanimous All-Pro selection. I think he was in MVP considerations as well. That's how good his season was as a running back. He also set a Colts franchise record for rushing yards in the season. He surpassed Big Edge up there, who had the previous mark, who was a Hall of Famer as well. Look, Jamal, you're absolutely right. You want to talk about setting the tone for your offense. That's exactly how you do it. I mean, you just think about it. The defense knew the Colts would run the ball on first down, and what did we do? Still ran the ball. Taylor still averaged almost 6 yards a carry on first down. They stacked the box. It didn't matter. If Taylor can return to this prolific season, the Colts will be in a good place. I don't think there'll be many 3rd and long situations if JT is able to carve out those chunks of yards on 1st and 2nd down. Just makes it easier on Anthony Richardson and Daniel Jones, whoever's under center. And you talked about his explosiveness, Jamal. Not only does he get you, good chunk yardage, but he can also hit a double. He can also hit a triple. He can also hit a home run. And we've seen that plenty of times with him. He gets to top speed in an instant. And you have to be a speedster or close that angle basically perfectly to get right to him. So JT, 2021, baby. Let's repeat it.
It's gonna happen. It's inevitable, man. I don't know. You saw those pictures. So I'm sure y'all probably saw them too. Everybody watching and listening. I think I saw it on Twitter where they were showing like the 3 year of players like 3 4 years ago versus today. Listen, man, JT was already cut up, back then. My man's looking even more cut up, a little leaner, ready to roll.
He's in his prime.
In his prime, exactly.
I need that ankle to hold up.
Exactly. It's like clockwork, man.
Yeah. Maybe he needs a few less touches this year. That's why we got DJ Giddens back there.
Exactly.
Herbert, let's get it, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Let's get it. Let's go ahead and move on. Number 2. What's number 2 on the bucket list for us?
Look, we'll keep this very straightforward, simple. We always talk about it. But again, if this happens, I think AFC South is ours. Anthony Richardson has a breakout year. Jamal, I'm not saying this will happen, but if they can have a breakout year similar to Josh Allen's or Jalen Hurts year 3, something like that. I know we're shooting for the stars here, but this team will be 5 times better already. Anthony Richardson regressed in year 2, and we were still an 8-win team. I mean, just think about that. Imagine having average QB play last year when the Indianapolis Colts finished 8-9 and finished 2nd in the AFC South. I mean, do you know how many games, Jamal, we lost by 1 score? 1 possession. 1 possession game. I think it was over 75%. I'm being dead. Whether it was decided or lost, it was always by 1 possession. These games it was kind of tight. And we had very bad quarterback play. I don't think there's any way else to spin it. The defense wasn't making extraordinary plays against Anthony Richardson. It was self-inflicted gunshots. So erratic accuracy, poor decision-making, things like that, I think put us in a bad spot. But if he has that leap, even from year 1, if he goes beyond that, double-digit wins. Talk to him.
Mm-hmm. So I will say too, the first thing that comes to mind with that is I think about our easy schedule. We did have probably one of the easiest schedules last year. So I'll take some of our wins with a slight grain of
we did lose
Himalayan sea salt. But yeah, no, we did lose.
Yeah, they had the number 1 pick and we still lost, and they lost the number 1 pick.
It was just crazy to think about. But I thinking about Richardson at this point, you're right. I don't know if we can technically go any lower. I don't know if he can drop down any further right now. So at this point, he has to go up. I guess he could go lower, but I'm gonna say
never say never, bro.
I know you're right, because I watched that Vikings game a couple years ago, but a different story. Richardson literally has to just go out there and do his job. That's all. And I think that's what they need to focus with him on. We don't need you to do anything spectacular. Go out there and just strictly do your job. Focus on your read, focus on your throw, focus on your handoffs, focus on, that's all you got to do, and let the rest come out. We don't need you to be Superman. We don't need you to be Cam Newton out there. So if you come out there and you just breathe, think about what's going on. And again, like you said, you have that even a year 1 tick. That's what we need. That's what we need. As much as I would love to see that Jalen Hurts and that Josh Allen, obviously I know that's like you said, shooting for the stars. I think we'd be a little ambitious to say that would happen. However, you can't, like you said, never say never, because we don't know what's going to happen. So I really think that Richardson, if he goes out there and does his job and even just corrects just the absolute bare minimum basic things, it automatically elevates him to a better tier, which automatically elevates our offense to a higher tier, because we talked about how much work it'll be for the defense to stack the box and have to think about whether they have to tackle JT or AR. I mean, that's just the reality. We talked about it so many times. Now it's time to actually put that together this year and show that, hey, listen, if we want to put them, if they're on the field at the same time, the defense can stack the box, but it won't matter, because he has too many tools in his bag to not elevate this offense and not take us to a 10-win plus season.
Yeah. I mean, this team could see one of the highest, amounts of single high coverage, just because the threat of Taylor back there, just because the threat of Anthony Richardson back there, that dual threat in the backfield. I know Jamal said he don't want to see him beat Cam Newton. I do. I'm like, I don't know what he's talking about. I
I
want
would
to see
like it,
him
but I
take
don't know.
over.
But yeah.
Yeah, I want to see him do Superman in the end zone. That's what I want to see.
Hey,
I want to
that's
see
right.
this guy take over and lead that team to 15 wins in a season like Cam Newton did
Ooh,
and head to the Super Bowl. But again, we are being ambitious this pod.
absolutely.
What's the last thing that could vault this team
Last
to the
one.
top of the AFC South?
Hey, this is another one where I say that I feel like you can't really go much lower than where we were
This one
last year
can
with it.
actually happen.
Yeah, the defense becomes a turnover generating machine. You know how important those turnovers are. We saw it when Darius was on the field, Shaq Leonard was on the field. We saw that peanut punch. We saw how important those turnovers were. Okay, we saw when Gilly Lock was on the field get interceptions. We see when these players are on the field doing what they're supposed to do and generating these turnovers, and the Colts have a high turnover margin. It just brings a whole new element because we watched this team last year get stuck on the field for 30, 40 minutes at a time, over the time of possession of a game.
Yeah.
And it just ate this team up. And I know you talk about those single possession losses we had. That was honestly some of the reasons why, because these guys would, go on the field, have a
boy.
3-drive series, give up a score, or if we do get the ball back, immediately have to go right back out there because we do a quick 3 and out. They're gassed. They never had a chance to catch their breath. So generating these turnovers gives them an extra break, gives them a quick extra break on the field to at least have something happen. And not only that, we have enough people on this defense who are fast, who are strong, who can get the ball and make something happen with it to get us in better field position to then set us up for those easy layup points, those field goals, hopefully touchdowns, but something that puts us in a better position than what we saw all of last year. Too many new faces, too many playmakers on this defense with a new defense coordinator to go out there and not be able to generate turnovers. I just don't know how it won't happen.
Yeah, because the last time the Colts were in the playoffs, they were top 3 in takeaways. This is back in 2020, Phillip Rivers times. This was when they're Matt Eberflus, who, say what you want as a head coach, I thought he was a good coordinator for the Colts. Probably great even. I'm surprised he didn't leave when Nick Sirianni left to go to the Eagles to be a head coach. I thought he would be sought after. I think he interviewed once or twice, but he decided to stay. He did get to have prime Darius Leonard, prime Shaq Leonard, like you were talking about, Jamal. But I think he coached his players up. Like you talked about getting those interceptions. Like Kenny Moore flourished under Matt Eberflus. Like that man, I'm pretty sure he had 4 interceptions that year too. But Kenny Moore was a ball hog under Eberflus, and he just has a clear focus on running to the ball, generating takeaways. It showed on the field. It was just a different type of defense. Get their offense off the field, win the time of possession battle, like you were just talking about, and just run the damn ball. Like that's all they really had to do. I know Phillip Rivers, he acted, in my opinion, as a game manager. He completed those high percentage passes, those quick passes, like kind of no huddle offense to keep the clock churning, things like that. Give Jonathan Taylor the rock, make good decisions, limit turnovers. It worked, I guess, until the playoffs, but it worked throughout the season. I mean, I thought they had a pretty good season. Was it 11-win season, 10-win season?
Yeah.
11? I
think it was 11-1 season.
Yeah, I mean, 11-win season with Phillip Rivers last year, but I mean, that's pretty good. So I think that methodology works for this team. Probably for most teams in the NFL. If you can generate turnovers, like that's a huge that's just a huge morale boost. Again, like you talked about, Jamal, easy layup points. We got a new kicker in the building. He's Spencer Strader. He about to get buckets.
Yep.
You got to feel good about a turnover. You win that. You win those turnover differential margins. I just think it. Your team can go a long way.
Absolutely. I know people, a lot of people hate on the Cowboys for obvious reasons, but their defense year over year, you look at the numbers. Turnover machines. They're always top 5 in turnovers. And you see every year they come out with, 10 wins. What they do in the playoffs doesn't matter. What matters is when their defenses generate these turnovers, we see how much it affects the offense in a positive way. So that's what you got to look at, man. That's what you got to look at.
That's our 3 things, man. JT, MVP performance. Anthony Richardson, comeback player of the year performance. And defense. Go top 3 in takeaways. Man.
Top 3 in takeaways, 65 sacks. Yeah, it's just small things we need. Nothing crazy. Nothing crazy.
But these are all things that the Colts have done before.
Yeah.
Of course, besides the breakout. But I don't know, man. We've had breakout quarterbacks, Andrew Luck. Let us know your 3 things if you're still with us in the comments. Or even 1 thing, 2 thing, 3 thing. It don't matter. Let us know if you agree with our takes. We're just trying to have fun with it right before training camp. That's all I got, Jamal.
That's it for me too, man. Let's get ready for some training camp. Hope we can get out there and get some good film.
QB battle.
Yeah, we're gonna see what happens. That what they report saying that he's fully healed now. He's ready to go. So I guess we're gonna see. There are gonna be plenty of videos, I'm sure, on the internet of them getting out there and throwing. Every year we're gonna see somebody make some crazy catch. Somebody's gonna do this. There's gonna be a lot of talk, but we all know it matters when it comes to August. But I'm excited to see these guys get out there and compete a little bit.
Let's get it. Let's get it. That's gonna be it for us, everyone. Thank you for listening to the Colts Cast. We are live on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, or any platform you use to listen to podcasts. We'll be back next time to give you some more Indianapolis Colts content.
Take it easy.
Later.